Hi, my name is Kinshuk Kale, and I'm the Chief Product Officer of Shorterloop. And today I'm going to talk to you about how Shorterloop helps one of our customers in managing multiple products and ensuring that their strategy, discovery, delivery, and product plans are all aligned across the organization. Now, the use case that I'm sharing with you is not fictional. It's a real world use case, but all the data, for obvious reasons, has been anonymized, and all the data is not real. So currently, we have a customer who offer a comprehensive data platform to asset management industry, and what they do what with their platform, their own customers can analyze all the sales data and do predictive sales analytics, and help financial institutes who do asset management do their sales better. Now, this customer is currently very tied to assets management industry, and they are not very comfortable with that situation because they want to because industry can there could be downturns and so on, and then the vendors will always have problems. So in order to hedge against that, they want to diversify their portfolio, and they want to offer another product which is similar to their asset management platform, but it is aimed at real estate agency. So I'm going to show you how this particular customer is using Shorterloop to improve both their products. So to improve their existing product and also roll out a new product for their customers. So let's dive into it. So they have set up two products. One is real estate intelligence platform. The other is the predictive sales analytics tool for uh, for asset management industry, and they're a big organization. So as a big global organization, they have some global or organizational wide priorities, and that informs their organizational strategy. So as part of that organizational strategy, they have come up with three themes for the next year, and those themes are: we want to diversify across multiple industries, we want to improve our customer centric innovation, and we want to operationalize or we want to increase our operational efficiency through technology. And of course, because they have a strategy, they have a roadmap in mind to deliver on this strategy. And so as a company, the chief product officer of that company has created a skeleton of a roadmap, a company-wide roadmap for the whole company. And then each product is expected to follow that roadmap. So this roadmap template, this blueprint acts as a guide to all the products that are currently um, part of their portfolio. So let's go ahead and see how the real estate sales intelligence platform is using this. So if we go to the product roadmap of real estate intelligence platform, you will see that all the themes that have been defined at the organizational level are automatically part of the roadmap, because these are global themes. They are very important. This is the organizational strategy. So the product must keep this in mind as they plan their roadmap. So those themes will always show up, and they will always show up on top. Now, product may have other themes of their own, such as we have some technical debt, or we need to make some UX improvements, which are quite local to the product. They're not global, but still very important. And they can also plan those in their roadmap. So this way, they can also they can align with the global priorities of the organization, while also not losing the focus on the priorities of their product. Now in this, they can start pulling in stuff from their objectives. So they can start planning objectives into this roadmap. So for example, expand market reach objective that the product has is about diversification across industries. And let's say they want to do this in Q1 of the current roadmap, or of the next year. And then the next the objective increase customer retention is for customer centric innovation, and let's say that they want to focus on it on Q2 of next year, and it's part of the theme too, so they will pull that in. And then let's say this is an objective about operational optimizing product adoption, and they want to pull that in into Q3. Now as soon as they do this, the organizational roadmap will change, and it will start reflecting there. So if I go to my organizational roadmap, you can already see that objective one is already there. So currently we are looking at only theme one. And so I can see that, okay, for theme one, real estate intelligence is doing something. And one of their object, or the objective that they are fulfilling for theme one, or objective that is connected to theme one, is expand market research by targeting mid-sized companies. For theme two, we can see that real estate intelligence is going to do something in quarter two. And for theme three, they're going to see it in quarter three. Now, let's say productive sales analytics also has a strategy, and they will also see the same roadmap, the organization wide roadmap on their roadmap. And they can also start pulling in objectives. So let's say that they want to diversify. So they are working on some industry specific predictive models, which are not related to assets, but some other industries. And then for theme two, also they have an objective. And for theme three, also they have an objective. And let's say that they are going to work on both these objectives in Q2, and they don't have anything planned in Q3. So now if we go to organizational roadmap, we will see that both these products are being shown on the roadmap. And you can see that in theme one, yeah, one product is had some objectives in Q1, and another product has some objectives in Q2. And for theme two as well, they have objectives. And for theme three, one product has objectives in midterm, while the other product has objectives in Q2. So they are getting an overview of the whole roadmap right from the organizational roadmap. So for the leadership, it becomes super easy to understand who is working on where and what, and not just leadership. You can give access to this particular screen to whoever it is useful to, and they all will be able to see what is planned, what are we planning to do for each of these things. Also, when you go inside a theme, you will see that you can already start, you can see all the product objectives for that individual theme as children of this theme. And you can also start adding some key results that you want to track as part of that theme. So for example, for diversification across industries, we could have a key metric such as number of customers in non-primary industry, let's say. And then you can start, and let's say we want to have minimum 20 customers like that or more, and you can measure that over a period of time, and you can create this metric, and then anyone who comes to this screen can start tracking this. And you can also say we want to have this by end of the year, let's say, or say and you can start adding current values here. Um, so that way you can track not only the theme but also the key results of the theme from your dashboard, and everyone can then see them. Now let's go ahead and see how an individual product will then flesh this strategy out and start work on it. So let's go to real estate product, and we will see how the strategy looks like from their perspective. So in shorter loop, strategy can be divided in three components. You start by defining some objectives, as we did. Then, based on those objectives, you surface, discover some opportunities, and then to realize those opportunities, you can come up with some solutions. So, as you can see, we have an objective about expanding our market reach. So, let's go ahead and see what we can do about that. So, we go to this particular objective, and then we see that okay, in order to expand our market reach, there is a definite opportunity in the market, which is we can leverage the growing adoption of SaaS solutions in the real estate agency, and we can penetrate that. Okay, sounds great. So how can we do that? Now, it is very important as a product team to not zero in on a solution from the very beginning and then just focus on that solution and deliver that solution, and then because then 6 months down the line you might figure out that oh, this is not the solution that works, or this is not the solution that is really what our customers want. So instead, what we do is we try to come up with multiple solutions for that opportunity. Such as if you want to leverage the growing adoption of SaaS, we can build a real estate sales intelligence platform, or we can enhance our CRM integration, or we can provide a market analytics and competitive intelligence platform, because these are all SaaS solutions and they will all be attractive to real estate agencies. But will they all be equally attractive? So if we go in this opportunity, we can take an individual solution and we can create experiments on that solution to find out whether this solution will work for them or not. So if we want to build a real estate intelligence platform, so we start with the hypothesis that real estate agents and sales manager need such a platform. Let's first validate that, because if there is no need for this platform, then why build it? And our second hypothesis is that not only people want this in platform, so that's the basic validation, but also the features that we are intending to provide, such as predictive analytics and lead scoring, and market insights, etc. They are really the most desired features, because if they are, then let's build them. But if our customers don't care about them and want something else, then we can focus on those things. And to do these experiments, you can set up, you can do this in various ways. So you can have customer interviews, you can have surveys and so on. So basically, as product leaders or product managers, you can describe what those experiments are, you can describe what the key metric you're going to measure, and you can also set up some steps that the product teams will take to figure out what they need to do in order to validate that particular hypothesis. We can also assist you in calculating how many people you want to talk to. Let's say you're only targeting, say, 10,000 firms. In that case, you need to talk to 370 potential customers, and survey them. But if your market is very very niche and if there are only 100, then you don't need to talk to 700 people. You can only talk to about 80 people. And all these calculations are basic, because not a lot of product managers have a background in statistics. So we help them out there, and they can calculate We can help them calculate the sample size and all those details. You can also set up multivariant. So for example, if you're working on, say, improving website or some other A/B type experiments, you can set up multivariant tests in here, and based on the results achieved, we can also show you the results as to which variant is the winner and so on. So we make running experiments very, very easy, and people who are afraid of experimenting, often because they don't know what the experiments are and how to run them and the statistics behind them, we make it very easy. We take all the uh, math out of the experiment, and you can focus on doing the actions, and we will tell you, we can show you the results based on and winners based on the data that you've gathered, so we can provide you with those insights. Of course, if you are already familiar with all the statistics behind the experimentation, then this, you don't need to use calculator, but it is still a very nice way to show your main stakeholders why we are doing certain things, um, and the rationale behind your decisions. So what we have seen so far is you start with a corporate strategy. Based on that strategy, you create your own product strategy. And in that product strategy, you start with some objectives. Based on those objectives, you come up with some opportunities, you come up with some solutions, and you validate those solutions. Let's assume that these experiments are successful and both your hypotheses have been proven. So now it comes to where we want to actually build the solution. But before we build the solution, we'll have to define it. So let's go ahead and start defining our solution. One of the mistakes that product teams often do is they will look at a solution like this, and they will immediately start writing down what features, epics, user stories, etc. they're going to build, which leads to a very two-dimensional backlog that sometimes loses the touch with what your customers want to do. So it is very important that we never lose the sight of our customers and what they're trying to do. So we'll connect this intelligent platform to a customer persona, and we will see what customer personas are in a bit. And then we start mapping the journey of these customers. Actually, let's map both of them because they're both important. We'll start mapping the journey of these customers in the tool. And for that, you can create your story map. So as part of your real estate intelligence platform, there could be multiple customer journeys that your customers want to take. So one of them could be, we want to sign up and onboard on the platform. The steps in that would be, I want to create an account, I want to set up agency details, I want to define my territories, and I want to integrate some CRM data. Cool. So in order to create an account, you need to create a you need to give them a simple registration form. You need to give them a set of wizard, and you need to have two-factor authentication. Now, as part of the registration platform, you need to have some work items, or user stories that are based on the user action. So for example, for simple registration platform, if you're a sales agent, you want to create an account with your email and password. If you're a sales manager, you want to register your agency to the platform, and so on. So different personas may have different needs. So similarly, you can start creating user stories for these customers. So let me create a sample user story, and I'm just going to call it sample user story one, sample users two, and so on. Now let's assume that in the first version, we are solely going to focus on sales agent because that is a persona that we definitely need to win. And in second version, we are going to focus on sales agent plus sales manager. And then we may have a third version which focuses on real estate uh, leadership extension, where we will provide some cool features for the leadership of the program, and let's call it MVP plus two. So now that we have created these versions, we can start pulling in these user stories. So let's say this user story is for leadership plus two. Oops. So I can simply grab this story and put it in this version. And let's say this story is also for leadership plus two. So I can also do that. So not only are we creating a backlog, but we are already defining what is going to be the first version of our product, what is going to be the second version of our product, and third version, and so on and so forth. And this will help you and your leadership to see exactly what is going to be delivered in what version of the product. And this can become hugely important, because you deliver something, you put it in your customer's hand, you get the feedback from them, and then you go on and build the next version. And that is a better way of building products than to build all the features at once and then give it to the customers and hope that they like it, or start making changes later, um, when the product is huge and changes are hard to make. So we have actually already built the backlog. So we started with our product strategy, and we have come all the way down to building our backlog. Now, let's say you have an existing product which is currently being used by your customers, and it is very, very important that we get feedback from our customers as they're using our product, because customer feedback is the best way to shape our product. We have made it very simple in Shorter Loop to discover your customers' challenges and what sort of problems they're facing, what sort of ideas they have, and what sort of feedback they have. We do that with our feedback manager. So, feedback manager is a portal, and you can simply create a portal with your own company's name. So, it could be ideas.company.com, ideas.acme.com, feedback.mycompany.com, whatever it might be. And you can give access to your users to your portal, and they can start logging into the portal and entering ideas. You can also create segments for your customers. So you can say, you can define some segments, like in this case there are segments like top performers or experienced agent, new agent, and so on, because based on what segment they are in. Let's say another segment could be decision makers, because you want to keep decision makers or buyers happy, and you can create that segment. You can then you can invite your users, and you can then put them in different segments, um, which we unfortunately in this demo we haven't created, but you can simply upload these uh, users via CSV, or you can connect your CRM with uh, the feedback manager, and different users will automatically be put in different segments. Once you have these users in, and once they log in, they can start entering ideas and issues. Like you can see here, we have like 50 odd ideas here, but you could have 500. And then it's a chore for the team to read through all those 500 ideas and figure out, what is what, and make sense of all of them. And that's where our AI curated collections come in very, very handy, because with the help of our AI, you can already divide all the different themes, or all the different ideas into different collections. So here we can, for example, see that we have some ideas about team and performance tracking. So we can go in there and we can, now they're only 4 year, but in a real life scenario, we might end up with say 50 or 100 different ideas that are related to team and performance tracking. A lot of them might even be duplicates or similar to each other. So with the AI, you can summarize those ideas into a brief summary that will tell you what are these ideas about. And not only that, but the AI could also go deeper into, go beyond what just the feature. Sometimes it's just a wish list of features, but our AI can go beyond that. And we're training the AI to actually try to understand what the actual problem that your users need solved. And so if you can understand that, then instead of serving individual ideas from individual customers, you can actually focus on solving deeper problems that will fix not just one, that will implement not just one customer's idea, but fix a bigger problem that makes all those other problems obsolete. You can also use idea manager. You can also use our AI to identify opportunities that are built into these ideas, because as we are solving these problems, we may discover there are some opportunities. So one of the opportunities is we can develop an integrated platform with advanced analytics for team performance management. Another idea is we can have comprehensive performance management system with AI-driven personalization. So these sound like interesting opportunities. We don't know if we want to work on them immediately or not, but we can simply add them to our opportunities, and we can figure out whenever we want to work on them. We can go back to our strategy and we will find them here in our opportunities. And, in, that we are seeing now: develop an integrated platform with advanced analytics, implement comprehensive performance management, etc. Once you have started building your strategy, you also need some kind of a prioritization. So we believe in prioritizing based on the level that you are in. So when you are at objective level, all you care for is what sort of alignment do you have with your theme. So is it high? Is it medium? Is it low? But when you're looking at opportunities, you're basically trying to solve some sort of a problem. That opportunity has a spread, as in how widespread this opportunity is. Are we likely to get 100 users, or are we likely to get 100,000 users because of this? It also adds some sort of intensity, as in, will these, if we get 100 users, are they going to be $1 million accounts, or are they going to be $100,000 accounts? So based on that, you can give these things some values, and then based on spread, intensity, etc., we can calculate score. Also, each of these objectives, or each of these opportunities may have some financial upside. Like maybe we have, you know, uh, we will have profit of say $10,000 or $100,000 per month, um, if we delivered on this opportunity, versus say profit of or revenue of 10,000, monthly recurring revenue MRR, if we deliver on opportunity three. And based on all these things, you can start prioritizing your strategy and decide on which ones do you want to work on first and which ones you want to work on later, and so on. For solutions, there is a RISE framework. So you can use reach, impact, confidence, and effort. And each of these are all relative estimates. So instead of focusing on absolute numbers, we encourage you to decide on one solution and figure out what its reach is going to be, what its impact is going to be, and how much confidence you have in it, and what is the effort level involved. Let's say you have these values for this one, and then for each other solution or all the other solutions, figure out compared to this, is it half the size, or is it same size? Is it maybe much bigger than that, or is it much smaller than that, etc. So you can think about those, think in those relative terms, and then you can add these numbers or add these values relatively to this. And then as you do that, we will calculate a score for you. And when you sort this by scores, you can figure out that whichever has the highest score should be done first, because the RICE framework is reach multiplied by impact multiplied by confidence. So the reach is medium or low, but impact is high, and we have very high confidence in this particular solution, and effort is very low. So the score is high. So let's build this first. So you'll start building the CRM integration and enhancement platform first. So what we saw so far is you start with your organizational roadmap. Based on the organizational roadmap, you create a product strategy, and based on the product strategy, then you can create your product roadmap by pulling in these objectives into the roadmap. So we pulled in all the objectives. So right now it is empty. But yeah. Now let's see what discovery is. So discovery is an integral part of the product as well, especially if you're starting a new product. You will start with product discovery, not strategy, because you have no idea at that point who your customer is and what your product is going to look like and what problems you're trying to solve. And there, everything starts with a product vision. So we provide you with a vision canvas where you can enter your vision statement. You can enter your target groups like reality strategist, pipeline optimizer, data driven analyst, and so on. So this is a real estate management platform. So they have these target groups. Then each target group may have its own needs, like strategist will have some needs, optimizer will have some needs, and so on. You also want to have some business objectives, and you want to have some very preliminary explanation of what your product is going to be. So things like, okay, my product should have comprehensive dashboard, it should have automated workflow management, advanced analytics tool. All this is not, none of this is set in stone. So all this is liable to change. So keep that in mind. But it is good to have some thing to aim at to begin with. Now that we have these target groups, we want to identify them very closely. So we want to figure out, okay, who are they really? So to do that, we can create personas out of these target groups. So let's go ahead and create a persona for reality strategist. So with the help of our AI, you can generate a bio. Actually, the idea is that you will go out and interview these people. You'll meet some not reality, but reality strategists. You will interview them, you will understand their problem, you will interview a few people, maybe a dozen people. Based on that, you will create a composite bio, or our AI could potentially do that for you. Um, you will give this persona some name. Okay, so let's give them, AI suggested the name Alex Johnson, so we're gonna give them that name. uh, we'll put down some age for this person, so let's say they're 30 years old. segments. So we can also create segments for them. Um, we can also have a sub segment like experienced agent at a, let's say, agency size. So the agency size could be small agency, and another could be medium agency. So we can have those subsegments. So now we are talking about experienced agent at a medium agency versus experienced agent at a small agency. And so you can also add some other custom fields, um, like education. Um, yeah, okay, so they have bachelor's education. You can also add more here. So I can say maybe their master's degree, or I don't know, they have high school, etc. So you can create custom fields like that, and you can add values there. You can also have some predefined fields like income, um, and you can add some values in that. You can also leave the thing blank, and you can simply say, okay, you can simply say, I'm going to assume that they have an income of $120,000 per year, and so on. You can also say, oh, how tech savvy are they? Are they high, low? I mean, these are all custom fields that you have added. So you can simply create a new custom field and call it licensed or not. So are they licensed in real estate or not? So there is yes, no, and then you can give this persona. So reality strategists will probably be licensed. So yes, they are licensed. And so this is just to show you that you can create many custom fields for a persona. You can generate a dummy bio. You can also, ideally, you will have some direct quotes from these people that will guide, your discovery and also your product, because these will be about their major pain points or major things that they want from product. Our AI can also help you generate them. Then, of course, it comes to jobs to be done. So which is what kind of jobs, be they functional, social, or emotional jobs they want to get done. So let's say that one of the jobs is achieve high rate of sales, um, or help the agency achieve high rate of sales. That is one of the jobs, let's say, of reality strategies. And what they need for that, let's say, is up to date information on market. So these things you have to go and talk to these people and really figure out what they want. Currently, we are working on letting our AI generate these for you based on the information that you supply. So, for example, based on the documents that I have already uploaded, I can figure out what sort of pains do these people have. So, what are the things that are obstacles in their path? So, difficulty in tracking cells, inefficiency in performance evaluations, etc., etc. So, these could be problematic. And what are the things that help them? So, that could be their gains. So, streamline property sales process is helpful, enhancing decision making with insights, that is helpful, and so on. And based on that, then you have to create some sort of a value proposition for them. So let's say one of our value propositions is um, real time real time insights into market and team performance. Maybe this is a good idea, maybe this is not, but let's say this is for now. So again, you can turn this also into an opportunity. And as you discover more things about your customer, you can continuously turn them into opportunities for your product. And you will see that this is already part of your strategy. So if you go to opportunities, then you will see that real-time insights into market and team performance has become one of the opportunities that you think you could leverage. So basically, these opportunities are coming from many places. One of them is your idea manager, which is part of your discovery, which is your mining feedback from your existing customers, uh, to figure out what are the improvements, what are the opportunities. Second is from your market research. So as you go out and talk to different customers and different people, um, you can create very detailed personas like this. So I just now showed you the persona for real estate strategist. Similarly, you could have created persona for real estate agent, sales manager, and so on and so forth. And for each of them, there could be some opportunities in the market. So that is how you do the discovery. So you discover new opportunities, new solutions, new ideas from either um, talking to your customers, talking to your potential customers, or talking to people in the market, or you can discover some opportunities by mining the feedback of your customers. And we provide both these options to you. Next thing you want to do is build the roadmap, or sorry, build manage the product backlog of your current product. So since we have already started creating epics and features, let's go ahead and see how that is done. So as you saw in the story map, we created some epics based on the steps that user were taking, such as create an account, set up agency details, etc. And each of those epics there were then decomposed into features, and each of those features were decomposed into user stories. Each user story epic feature can have owners. In fact, we can have multiple owners. They can be assigned to different teams. We do not have multiple people or teams in this demo, so I'm not able to show them right now, but you can. And then, similar to the RICE framework we saw earlier, for the backlog, we have simple effort versus value framework. So you can give effort or and value scores, relative scores to your backlog items, and then based on that you will get a score. And again, you can sort them by score to understand or to figure out which epic or feature you should be doing first. Now we have provided you with a nice tool that will help you with this for backlog prioritization. So on this is basically effort versus value matrix. So on the x-axis, you see effort, and on y-axis, you see value. And then we have divided into four quadrants. So if it is high value and high effort, which means, yeah, these are your big initiatives. So can we split them into smaller initiatives so that they can be of low effort but still remaining a lot of high value? Or we can, if the value is very high and effort is low, then they are low hanging fruit. So we should just do them quickly now so that we can leverage or we can realize the inherent value in them. Or if the value is low and effort is also low, then they are more like filler items that we do because the value is not super high, but also effort is not very high. So if we have time, if we need some filler items for our backlog, then we do them. And if something falls in this final quadrant, which is high effort and low value, then we have to question, why are we doing this? Should we be doing this? What if we don't do this? And this will lead to a lot of good discussions within the product team. Now, each company may have different definition of what this means. What is high? high value versus low value, or high effort versus low effort. So you can actually move these guideline guide rails to wherever it suits your company, and based on that you can decide where your feature is going to be. So let's say that we decide that simple registration form feature one is of let's say it's low effort and value is high, because of course this allows you people to register, which is important. So then based on that, let's see what is the value and effort in quick wizard. Is it the same value as registration form? Is it higher value? Is it lower value? So let's say it is slightly higher. And what is the effort involved? Is it going to be same effort as registration form? Is it going to be slightly bigger, uh, much bigger, or much bigger? So let's say that it is slightly bigger, and so on and so forth. So you can quickly then um, pull these features into different quadrants based on the effort and value, and this way you can quickly do prioritization of the features and epics, um, instead of spending like enormous amount of time discussing and doing functional point analysis and so on, which is often wasted effort because you are only estimating. And if you are spending more time in doing estimations than actually, working on delivery, then that raises some flag. So whatever value we assign them here on this prioritization board will come up. So those automatically got assigned to them. And then when we actually we can actually then decide on at which level we are looking at them. So if we s- sort them by score or by value, by score actually, then we can decide on, okay, so simple registration form should be done first, quick setup should be done second, time management third, and so on and so forth. So this helps you come up with the priorities of these features. And of course, those features are broken into user stories. So you get a overview, you get the full view of the all the work items in your backlog hierarchy. And as your stories move, so if I say that this story is done, then that will be reflected in the progress of overall work items also. So let me just refresh this. Basically, as the stories are completed, you will see the progress reflected here on the progress bar, in terms of completion rate. And you will also see them reflected on the epic bar. So you will always be up to date with the progress of your initiative. Now, let's see what else is there in these backlog items. So you will see that you can create nice details for each of these items. You can assign personas to them. You can also get your business objective reflected here. So whatever business objective this simple registration form is, the your engineering team will always know what it is for. You can also assign it to a team. Again, as I said earlier, you can add business metrics on these features as you can add them um, on other uh, items such as epics and objectives and opportunities and so on. So everything can have some key results. All the feedback that users enter can be added here. So if a user adds a new feedback, so actually let me go there and show you. So let's go to our idea. Let's go back to our idea manager. And here you can say that, I want to connect this item to my feature one, simple registration form. And so if I do that, and if I go back to my feature, I can see that that particular idea, that particular feedback has been to reflected here on the um, feature details page. So your engineers will always be in step with what your customers need, what the feedback is, um, and so on. So they are not hearing from customers second hand or third hand, but they're hearing from customers directly. And then finally, backlog management can all be done in Jira or other tools. So you can sync your backlog with Jira. You can pull from Jira or you can push from Jira. You can also download this as CSV and import it to another tool, like if you're using Linear, etc. And when you pull from Jira, all the status will be automatically updated based on the Jira status. Or when you push to Jira, all the information such as the business objective or feature descriptions, etc., will be updated in Jira based on what is in short loop. So that way you can always be in sync with what is going on in Jira. We also support quite a few integrations. Um, so currently there is Jira, but we also have REST API. So you can also connect uh, short loop using an API key, and you can get all your metrics or other kinds of data flowing through short loop. You can also use webhooks to connect short loop to Jira or any other tool, whereby if some change happens in another tool, it can simultaneously be reflected in short loop as well. Um, and that we are currently busy building a lot of integrations, and we have integration with Jira, Freshdesk, Intercom, and Zendesk, and few others. And soon we will have integrations with some other platform also. You can also set up your own integrations here. So after integration, let's see what this dashboard is. So on this dashboard with short loops, so what really matters for teams is to be in tune or have their pulse on the product health matrix. Um, Such as how many websites we are getting daily, or what is our conversion rate, or what are our daily signups, and so on. This is just a set of metrics that we have created, but you can create your own set of metrics, and you can go on adding these metrics to short loop. So for example, this is a metric about, okay, how many SME customers we have, and on 22nd December we had 10. And so let's say today we have a few more. So let's say today we have uh, 15 or 17. So immediately that will be shown here. So you can track your business metrics like this. You can also add a new metric, and you can connect these metrics to your business systems, whether you can. So you can upload a JSON file, or you can upload a CSV, or you can use our unique ID to connect this particular product, connect this particular matrix to one of your business systems. Like you may have some database, or your Salesforce, or your HubSpot, or what have you, and you can pull these metrics directly from there and have a common business dashboard of metrics right here at your fingertips. And anyone who looks at this, be it your product team or leadership or whoever, can get a complete overview of this right here. And then to enhance the collaboration between the teams, We also have a whiteboard, because whiteboard is where all the brainstorming and idea storming, etc., happens. And they can use this to create diagrams, or do their sprint retrospectives, or whatever else they might play games, whatever else they might want to do with their whiteboard type solution. We also have a library, so they can use this library to create to use to create some standard diagrams and so on, which can then be reused um, in this way. And then you can also create nice PRD diagrams or notes or whatever. So we also have a documentation module where you can take extensive notes, or you can organize your documents, um, and so on, as a team. And you can keep track of all the, there is information. There's both structured and unstructured information. So structured information, you could create your PRD document here, um, or you could say, um, so it could be PRD, and then within that you could create different chapters. So this could be introduction, and then this introduction could have other or yeah, this introduction could have other pages, page one, and so on. So you can create a tree of documents here. um, and this can be your structured documentation. You can also have things like just random notes, um, or you can create things like team coding guidelines and so on. It doesn't have to be under notes. You can just create your own document like coding guidelines, or you can have your team agreements and so on. And then this is very much like your standard block editor. So you can add all these things. You can have headings, you can have bullet lists, checklists, you can have paragraphs, tables. You can also add audio files, etc. here. Um, so let's add a checklist here. Says to do one, to do two, and so on. And then, of course, you can check them off one by one, and you can then color this whole block as a in different colors. So this is important or not so important, whatever you, and you can give them different colors to different boxes and so on. So this is a complete documentation solution for your team that they can use to create structured and unstructured data. And currently we are actually training some AI, or building some AI processing engines that will take all the documentation you create, all the files that you upload, all the data that you create in the tool, and then we will feed that to our AI engine, and it will give you even better insights, such as what are the three biggest pain points for my customer in the top two customer journeys in my product, and what are the solutions for that, etc. So you will start getting those sort of insights from short loop as well. So that, in a very short nutshell, was short loop. What we saw is how you can build your strategy based on uh, both your market research and your existing customer base. How you can create your roadmap based on again your customer research and your product vision and the ideas and feedback that you get from your customers. How you can then deliver that backlog in a nice way by prioritizing it and creating roadmaps, and how you can collaborate with your team in short loop. So that's what short loop is all about. I hope you enjoy using it, and I hope that you're successful with short loop, and I hope that with the help of short loop you get to deliver lots and lots of value to your customers. Thank you.